Let's see. First thing I got to do is check audio. Looks like I have audio. Looks like it might be a little loud. Please check audio. Looks like I have audio. Looks like it might be. All right. Looks like it's okay. Right now you're seeing Zoom as I use for the camera, so that I'm down in the lower right-hand corner. And I have Rick Lake says, hello, Ken. Greg says, I'm first. I'm first. Beat you all. Actually, Rick's comment showed up before yours. That's something you two need to work out. Brian says, Doug said with the homies. Yeah, I seen that. Wait, he said home and then it went away. He's got that down pat, by the way, to end that in the middle of a sentence. Yeah, Rick said, Rick apologizes for being, never apologize for being first, Rick. If you're first, you're first. Now, Greg will get there eventually. I mean, he does show up every now and then first, and we all congratulate him and send him his $5 first fee that, oh, wait, do we pay people to be first? All right, let's do a Daily Davinci. I have no idea what I want to do. First and foremost, let's get Davinci up and running so that Greg can get a migraine. I have several things on my mind. I have several things I want to do. I was going to stream today. In fact, I need to write on my sticky note, which is my notepad. I need to add a tick mark for videos done today. I actually have a page that has videos done today, and I put a tick mark on it so that at the end of the day, I can change the number for my goal of 600. Now, more than likely, I have to start scaling back because at the rate that I'm going, I'm probably going to surpass 600. And I have two goals. One, I want to get to 400 subscribers by the end of this year, roughly 44 or 45 days away. Two, I want to do 600 videos for the year. I'm pretty sure I'll do the 600 videos. I don't know about the subscribers. I'm working on it. So I've got to mark my notes, sticky notepad, sticky notebook. I don't know, you want to call it what you want. So here we go. Let's get started. We'll fire up Davinci. Have a cup of coffee. Twiddle our thumbs. Fix the beard, which, by the way, my mom likes the beard. When I told her it was coming off December 31st, she was like, no, don't do that. It looks so good. I said, Mom, my beard needs to be trimmed, and it will grow back. Jeff Ryman says, how much are you paying for each new account that signs up? I have started the GoFundMe fund. The GoFund, what are those things called? I mean, I know the name's GoFundMe, so don't bombard me in chat with. It's called GoFundMe, Doug. Yes. Speaking of, Doug and I do banter back and forth with some jabs and pokes and whatever at one another. So I'm going to start right here. I'm going to move the stream out of the way because it's a little confusing. And then I'm going to make my background a solid color because it too, I think this is where you do it. No, it's not that one. It is it personalized? I get those two confused all the time. So go to personalized. Yeah, personalized is where you make it a solid color. And I already have black chosen. And then the next thing we want to do is get rid of the icons by going get rid of the icons. Okay. Now, live, unrehearsed, unscripted, unprepared. Anyway, let's move on. So I want to figure out a way, if it's possible, thanks to Wintermute, we do know we can make folders of which you can add projects to, of which I've started doing. I may eventually get around to doing all of what I have, which is all of these. I have no clue how many it is, and this is going to go by really fast. That's about halfway. I've got a lot. So it may take me a minute to put them all in folders. And the other thing I want to do is I really would like it to be untitled project and then start with folders. That's what I would like. Probably not going to happen. So because I'm not really prepared for this, I'm just going to go ahead and do some work for tonight. I'm going to go ahead and open up nightly streams. And I've got these 5 in here, of which 2 of them are about the same. There's just slight differences, but I primarily work with the 12-hour debacle countdown, and I work with the September 26th. So we're going to open that. You can double click it or you can highlight it and click open. It will open it up. It should go to the render page because that's where I was last at. And it went to the render page on a different monitor, which I cannot seem to move right now. Oh, there we go. Interesting. I think I have mouse issues again. I took the mouse. I did figure out how to get the mouse I took it apart, cleaned it, seemed to help a little bit, and I knew it was going to open up here. Now here's the cool thing: the way this is set up, I don't have to go to edit and then change anything because thanks again to Wintermute and thanks to William Dawson, we have like in this specific text node, we Wintermute figured out how to put an expression, and that expression shows the date, which is right there. Now, no one's noticed it yet, but I took away the day. So let's add to that. Let's go ahead and make this an original. Excuse me. Daily Davinci. We're going to go into effects. We're going to grab a text title and we're going to throw it right here. Close this so we can see what we're doing. We're going to bring this back to here. All right, there we go. Then we're going to shrink this down to there. This can be any, you guys get the deal. So now we're going to go into this one, and it says custom text, and you can't see that because it's being hidden. We'll grab this and we'll bring it down here so you can see it. We'll turn off Fusion. And we're just going to say, what are we going to say? We are going to go over here first, and I'm going to copy this because I'm lazy, and I don't want to put much thought into this. We're going to go back to this one. We're going to right-click. We're going to go to Expression, and then we're going to take this out. We're going to paste this in, and we're going to make one little change. And that little change is we're going to change the letter D from D to A. Now, I can't remember if it's capitalized or not, but once I do that, then that should change to that. Yay, it worked. That's cool. So now, instead of before the way I had this, when this ran, it would say Friday, whatever. And to me, it was just confusing. So I thought, you know, I'm going to change that. And I messed around and played with it. And I figured out, well, to change that, you just simply take away the A. And now the A is above it. So once again, we can go into Fusion. I mean, we all know what the day is because we all seem to, when I say we all, I mean me and Doug. Doug and I, whatever you want to call it, we seem to say it's Friday, November 15th, which is not the 15th, by the way. I know this is confusing to you, Doug. I know it says Friday, and I know it says 2 days ago's date. That's because there's a glitch in my OBS that doesn't want to keep things accurate. It will be fine, though. I will not change the date, and it'll change to the 17th. Let me look at chat. Brian Lightfoot says, yeah, beard is coming off. Yes, I will be learning the English language for the debacle of 12 hours on December 31st. The beard's coming off. If Mrs. K is off, she is going to shave it off. If she is working, I'm going to, well, I can't do that though, because I was going to pre-record it, but I can't pre-record it because then you'll see that I don't, yeah, I'll figure it out. Chris Garrett says, scrolling so fast at Doug's. Yes, I was, Chris. Yes, I was. And you know, it's good to see Chris poking fun back at me because here lately I've been teasing him a little bit about where he lives. We all know he lives in Alabama. He likes to think he lives in Georgia, but we all know where he lives. Back to this so this doesn't get boring. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color to match everything else. We're going to make it black, and then we're going to bump the size up a little bit. And now I could be smart, and I could go over here to here, click on this one. The size is 0, 10, 28. I could come over here, and I could go in here, and I could go 0, 10, 28. Now they're identical. That Friday to me looks a little small. Apparently it's Friday size does matter day, as I felt bad about my comment and I was about to remove it, until Doug himself poked humor at his stream and said, because we all know size matters. And then he followed up. Did I really just say that? Kudos, Doug. Kudos. So I'm gonna bump that up a little bit because after all, size does matter. And we're just gonna do that by doing this. And then the other thing I can do is I can track this out just a little bit like that. Although I'm not real fond of the tracking, I tend to leave things like they are, and I just work with the size. So yeah, I'm going to move it up a little bit by using the Fusion tab built into the editor itself and go about right there. And that looks pretty good. And looking at Brian left, I have to go out and water. Yeah. See you later, Brian. Thank you. I know it's boring. I understand. So that's done. Now I'm not going to do anything else. I'm just going to go render it out. And then it takes it a minute to get over there. Apparently it's there. Pay attention. We're going to go November 17th. You'll notice I'm doing it in QuickTime right here because I was told it takes up less space. I'm a lot like Anchorman. I see it on the screen. I do what the screen says. I like to keep these down to the one I'm doing, and it's going to render out. This will take about, it says 1:03. I don't know. Sometimes it do, sometimes it don't. It's usually relatively accurate. I do want to change this up. I am looking for suggestions on how to change this up. There's parts of this I like. There's parts of this I don't like. But I like to go with what the Zoom homies and or the YouTube audience says. Alice has joined us. Hello, Alice. Good to see you, AJ. Or Alj or Alice. I'm still kind of embarrassed that, excuse me, I thought Doug said Alex, as in south of the Mississippi, Alex Cheek. And then he corrected me one day and he said, no, it's Alice. So my humble apologies to you for that. Nobody wants to be compared to he who lives south of the Mississippi. So we can command you. Good to know. Suggest. Command's such a harsh word. I don't know. It might get you on the approved list. I don't think I have anyone on the approved list, to be honest. I do have the super moderator thing. I have about 3 or 4 names on there, of which 2 of them are actually good. So that says it's done. I don't need to do anything. I can now minimize this. I'll bring this over, and it probably will mirror. Yeah, it should have mirrored. I'll change to the day announcement, and as you can see, it says, it doesn't say today. Did I do the right one? Oh, okay, so it's correct. It is Thursday, because I have to go down here, change the properties to say today is the 17th. Forgot to do that. I wish there were a way for that to be done automatically. Hit the word OK, and today is Friday. Bada boom. Bada whatever. Bob's your uncle. I did have an Uncle Jim Bob, believe it or not. He passed a few years ago. And as it goes through its thing, it will say Friday. There we go. Friday and the 17th. So that's good. And oddly enough, it didn't mirror, so I'm happy about that. And I'll do the same thing here. Last night was Rich. Tonight, I've got a choice between William, Brian, Mike, and Sin. You can tell me by putting a 1, 2, 3, or 4 in chat whose picture is going to replace Rich. And I've got 4, 1, 2, 3, or 4. And I will do that. So we need to bring something back up so we're not lost. We're going to close Davinci. Bobby Warren says, hey Ken, hey Bobby, check your email, Bobby. I sent you an email at like some ridiculous hour in the morning last night, like 2:45 or something like that, which I realize you were not up, but you'll get it, or you should get it. Hopefully you got it. I don't know. Keep that email between us though, please. There's nothing to the email. I just reached out to Bobby for something, of which I think, believe it or not, Bobby and Tim Tech can help me out. I may or may not explain that later. So now we're back to this, and as you can see, it didn't move the. It's kind of crazy because if I do an untitled project and name it and save it, it will take the place of Veterans Day, and then it'll be untitled in the one I just created. For example, I'll open up the project. I'll go down and set the frames per second. So I got to there for a while. I forgot to do that. I like 30 frames per second for some reason. And then you got to have media. Why is that still showing that? Because I forgot to change it to Davinci. My fault. Error operator. Now you're seeing Davinci, or what you will be seeing. Now you see Davinci. A little bit of a delay, a little bit of a lag there. We need media. So in media, right click, import, and then I want to go to, oh gosh, I forget what. I created a new thing. I thought, yeah, reels and shorts. I'm actually, my hat is off to Brian because I'm trying to do, here you go. My hat is off to Brian because I'm trying to do what he suggested. And I have a master file of stuff, and then I have things out somewhere else. So I'm going to work with this one right here because this one got me in trouble. So I'm going to work with that. I'm going to click open. I'm going to bring it into the project. I could have dropped and dragged it, but I do things sometimes the most convoluted, longest possible way there is. I don't need the audio, so I'm going to unlink them. And I'm going to grab this. And since I don't need that, backspace. And now I have just the video to work with. Josh Kinder Retro Gaming says, check my email, please and thank you. Okay, I will do that as soon as the show is over. And now I'm going to go to the color tab. Now this idea has been floating around in my head for a couple days now, and it probably will be a disaster because of the video itself. Mrs. K wasn't exactly centered on me, so to speak. So that's that. What I'm going to do is I want to get rid of this background. So I'm going to magic mask it out by going to the magic mask. You have your choice of image or object, and you have your choice of person. Now, everyone that I watch to a creator always says to go with the object mask. It usually does a better job. So, because I'm like the guy in Anchorman, Will Ferrell, I'm going to do that. And we're just going to go up here and we're going to draw a line straight down, get the legs and whatnot. And then we'll come up here and we'll draw some arms. Doggone it. We'll draw some, doggone it. Well, that's terrible. So we're going to delete stroke number 2. And we're going to delete stroke number 1 and start all over again. We're just going to go straight down the middle. Not too bad. It seems I need this. That's a little bit better. And I think maybe something there. Yeah, and then there's a little bit right there we're going to try to remove. Overall, that looks okay. We're going to go to the minus sign, and we're going to put a little dot right there. That didn't do it, so we're going to delete number 4. We're going to stick with the minus sign. Oh, by the way, if you're on the plus sign, I believe it's you hold the Alt tab. No, you hold the Shift tab. No, you hold the Control tab. One of these you can hold and it will change it. I don't remember what. I think it's Alt. Yeah, it's the Alt tab. So you'll see here we have the plus sign. You hold the Alt tab down and it changes to minus. And we're just going to go very carefully right here. We're going to draw a line across there. Don't like it. It took away a little bit of the green, so I'm going to live with that little bit of stuff right there. Darren Gilholm says hi. Darren, check your email, please. I did answer your emails, and I'll get with you later. Darren's been helping me out with a request I had that I can't fulfill, and I knew Darren could do it. So now, this is ready to be tracked. If I do not track it, it will not show up. So if I come back to the edit page and I move the playhead without tracking it, I go away. And it took me like, I don't know, forever to figure that out. So since I'm at the beginning, I'm just going to hit track forward and backwards just out of habit. There is no going backwards because it's at the beginning. I can look at chat now. Long Dog, I'd be watching this one video I was interested in the video where you created the Grinch stuff. That was simple, Long Dog. Mrs. K and I went to Walmart. We seen the Grinch suit for $99. I thought immediately, you guys know me and the Grinch and Christmas. That's just it is what it is. I thought, man, I'm throwing this on. I'm gonna have her shoot some videos and whatever. A fact not known is when I put this on and I was singing, "You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel." There was a lady that walked by, took about 3 steps past us, turned around and looked at me, and she had the biggest smile on her face. So it was worth it. So now this is tracked out. I go back to here. If I go back to the beginning and I scrub through this, I now have me taken out. I can now pretty much put me anywhere. And when I say me, I mean the Grinch. I can put this anywhere I want. However, because of the way it was shot, I don't really think I can accomplish what I want. And I see some issues, right? I saw some background flashing, much like Doug Betts' stream today. So let's play with this a minute. Let's take and grab some media. And let's go into here and see, do I have anything appropriate to throw me on? It doesn't really look like I do. So we're going to close that, and we'll close this, and then we'll just go grab some media from somewhere. We'll go to Davinci. We'll go into thumbnails. Oh, you know what? Let's try this. Shoot. No, these are still not named. It's one of my 1,000 little projects I need to do. Let's go with, now here, you'll notice here, Games Destiny 2 Witch Queen is a WebP. I converted it to JPG so I could use it. Now, I don't know if I can use WebP or not, so we're going to try, and you cannot. Kind of figured you couldn't, but it was worth a try. So because I did name that one, I'm going to grab English, the JPG, the JPEG will work. Thank you, Long Dog. And we're going to bring it over here. Now that's that. We're going to close the media pool. I'm going to go ahead and extend this out to here. And I'm going to mess with this a little bit and make this full screen like that. Bring it up here a little bit bigger. Bring it up here like that. That's good. That takes the whole screen. However, you don't see the Grinch. Well, I'm thinking if I put the Grinch here, then you see the Grinch. Now, I know from experience that I could leave this right here and it'll play just fine. Okay, I know that, but you can also see the lines, and I don't like that. So I also know from experience, I can take the Grinch, me, and if I move him, I have to go back and retrack it. So I'm going to move him, I'm speaking about myself in 13th person. For the 18th time, Ken, I'm going to put the Grinch over here. And let's see if I can blend that line in a little better. It looks like I cannot. So we're going to do that. Now, I'm pretty sure if I scrub through this, I see, speaking from experience, it goes away. Easy fix. We're going to move this out. Can I right click and open in the color tab? You can open in Fusion, but you cannot open in the color tab. So I'm going to off click. I'm going to remove this, go back to the color tab. All I'm going to do is retrack it. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to do anything else. I'm not going to re-mask it out. I'm just going to retrack it. And there's probably a way that you don't have to do this, but I have not. Oh, I see another one up top there I don't like. I may have to work on that. But I'm hoping, excuse me, I'm hoping that when I blend it with whatever I go to blend it with the final results, I'm really hoping that you can't see all that stuff. Give me 12 seconds and we'll see how it looks. Oh, it did find the background. That's interesting. Not sure why it found the background. Oh, I am sure because it found that. That's fine. So basically to, now I don't like the solid line though, and I got to figure out how to get rid of it. So now when we play this, there we go. And the line sort of disappears and then it comes back. So this is how that's done. I don't necessarily know that this is a great story, but that's how it's done. May have to go back to Walmart, may have to shoot another video and go from there, because I don't like the solid line. And then if I were to come up here and Alt and move this up and make a copy, then we all know that the copy's sitting on top. If I grab the copy and I bring it over here, well, we all know what's going to happen, that this is going to play for a brief second and then it's going to go away, just like that. So I would have to go into here. I actually have to stop it. And then I have to get these out of the way. Don't have to. Now, I will demonstrate. If I go to the color tab now, then I do have to track it forward and backward because I'm not at the beginning of the scene. So if I track this forward and backward, jumps back to the beginning, and then it tracks forward. If you're about halfway, it actually will track forward and it'll go back to the middle and track backwards. So I'm about to wrap this up. It's 1:16. Mrs. K is working at 2 o'clock. I obviously got to take her. I did plan on doing something today. I do appreciate the massive votes that were on Doug's stream. Except for the one that voted for nothing. And that was fully expected, by the way. I appreciate it. I'm glad you guys show up. I want to thank Wintermute. I want to thank Alice. I want to thank Jeff. I want to thank Josh Kinder, Bobby Warren, Darren Gilholm, Long Dog, and Tony Wallow, who just said good afternoon. Hello, Tony. So now we'll go back over here to the edit tab, edit page, whatever you want to call it. We'll bring these back, and then we will go back to the beginning, and we play these, and we now have Dancing Grinches in Destiny 2. I just got to get rid of that doggone line, and this will be pretty cool for whatever application I want to do it. If you have an idea or a suggestion or something you'd like to see me do or not do, please leave it in comments below or leave it in the chat comment. I do read the chat, and I will do my best to do what you would like to see me do. This is also interesting that the video created the Grinch character has to be a certain way, so you have to have the... Well, yes and no. I didn't realize what was going on with this, in that I knew she was shooting it in portrait mode because we did it intentionally to do a short on YouTube and a Reels on Facebook. So that was intentional. What I'm going to have to start doing is, okay, I said I was going to end, and I probably really should. What I'm going to start doing is this. I'm going to go grab the media from here. So these were shot, you can see here, 4065 and 4066. It's the same thing, only in different, one's in portrait, one's in landscape. And I'm going to grab this one. I'm going to bring it in, and then we'll drag it down to the time. Well, really? We'll drag it down to the timeline, and you'll notice it picked up the video because it's a video. Don't need the video. So now I can actually, on this one, I can do a little bit more with this, in that I can come over here to cropping. I can crop the left out to about right there. I can crop the right out to about right there. And ta-da! I have created a portrait video from a landscape video. I can crop it where I want. Now, the only thing wrong with this is I didn't get her full hand, so cropping the top and the bottom would be ridiculous. I'm going to bring in the right just a little bit more, maybe the left just a little bit more. Try to get it YouTube-ish. So now I can go over here to this, and I can... Actually, this one's going to be interesting to do because of what I had in mind for this one. And I do have a lot of things running around. I'm actually going to use the take away, and I'm going to try to take away the background. And I've got a sneaky feeling, yeah, we're going to invert that. Maybe. I don't see the invert button anywhere. invert right here. There we go. But that's not what I want. Swap. Nope. That okay, so that's showing you the masking. Copperal Coin says hello and nice working with Davinci. I use it too. This should be great to see. Thank you. It's good to see other people using Davinci. One of the things, believe it or not, I take a lot of pride in is William Dawson, Wintermute, Rick Lakes, Brian Lightfoot to a certain degree. I know I'm leaving somebody out, has actually downloaded and started using DaVinci Resolve. William Dawson does a nightly thing where he uploads a letter of the alphabet. They're getting better. I keep encouraging him. They're doing great. So this background didn't work. Now, if you click on this button, it shows you what you're masking out. So I don't want to do that. I want to try this. I know what I want to do. Let's go back to the plus and let's just grab Mrs. K and the Mrs. K. And we'll see how that looks. Now, because it's inverted, this is cool. We're going to revert it. And there we go. So now I'll track this out. Well, oh, no, it's got to be tracked. Oh, Long Dog retracted a message. Oh my goodness, what is the world coming to? Copper Rock Coins, I don't know your real name, but I am barely scratching the surface. And when I say barely, I mean, why is that going all hinky on me? That should not be going. Oh, wait, I did change it because I wanted to see what would happen if you start in a specific mode, landscape, and you flip it to portrait. How does that come out? And apparently it looks like it might have flipped. We'll see here in a minute. Yeah, I had the free version, and one of my subscribers paid for the paid version. And I want to again thank Tony Wallow. I cannot express my gratitude enough to Tony Wallow for all the support of my channel and our community that Tony has given us over the years. There are no words. Believe me, there are no words. Thank you, Tony. Thank you very much. So now we're going to bring Mrs. K over here. We're going to shorten down the video a little bit. I could do this a couple ways. It's just easier to do it that way. And then, I don't know why Playhead's way out there. Oh, I like this. This is cool. It doesn't take much to amuse me. 122. My time is being short. Oh, I like it. Except for I don't have all. Oh, yeah. Look, I created a video effect unintentionally. Boys, believe it or not, and girls, men and women, I try to look at the positive in everything that I do. When I'm playing golf and I have a horrible shot or horrible round or something, I always look at the positive. Yesterday's golf game was I was shooting darts to the green. That was the positive. The negative was they were coming up anywhere from 20 to 30 yards short of the green. But I looked at the positive. Rather than focus on the negative, I said, I'm going to look at the positive. Oh, that was a great shot. That was straight. That had height. It was on target. Doggone it, it came up short. I can live with that. This is not about golf. Long Dog hits the nail right on the head, or the head right on the nail, or however that saying goes with the hammer. I got to get out of here. I got to take Mrs. K to work. If you'd like to see a part 2 today, put a 1 in chat or leave me a comment. If you'd like to see me do Destiny 2, leave me a comment. Thank you, Copperal. I feel like I believe me. I could show you so many things and mistakes. Thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you guys tonight on the Ken Stout Live show with the Zoom homies. The Zoom homies with Ken Stout Live. Long Dog, how's that for a tagline? And with that, Chris Helms. Chris Helms says hello. And we have a vote for number 4. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. There was a 4th option. Only the homies would understand that. Hello, Chris. Sorry that you got here at the end of the show. I have to end it. I've got to put on my chauffeur suit. And I have to take Miss Daisy to work, which is my wife, Mrs. K. And when I say chauffeur suit, it's just throwing a hat on. See you guys. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. Thank you for your support. Thank you for showing up. If you like what you see, hit the like button. If you don't like what you see, hit the dislike button. YouTube doesn't care. I don't care. And please subscribe to the channel and stay subscribed. Thank you. Peace out. Did I really just say peace out? Oh, God, I'm turning into Tim Tech.